Our film is called Lotuseater.
It's a coming-of-age film of this young man called Pete, who has this very reckless lifestyle of drinking and partying all the time, and he really refuses to grow up. So we decided to send him to a nightmare, kind of a self-finding journey, and hopefully by the end of it he'll see that he might need to change some things about his life.
So we kind of were tossing around ideas at the start of the term. I think we wanted to do something quite dreamy and kind of quite out there, and we really wanted to do a horror film. And we live in this house called the Spinney, which is this quite imposing, like, I'm not entirely sure what year it was built, but it's like Victorian, quite old. And from the moment we moved in there, we thought it looked quite creepy, so we thought we'd want to incorporate that into our film.
There was loads of influences. When you watch the film, probably maybe the most obvious is The Shining. We have the whole bartender character, the whole kind of spatial discontinuity. He goes into the bathroom and he's in a club bathroom. Nothing really adds up. The kind of house is its own character in itself, like the hotel in The Shining.
Loads of influences came from David Lynch's Eraserhead. So kind of this sense of the disgusting, of the nightmarish and all of that.
My expectations for the production were that it would go very smoothly.
Everyone's really tired and people are trying to leave, so we've locked the doors.
Just like a lock.
You have to film me doing that.
I think the hardest scene for us to execute was the party scene.
There was just so many people there, and not like it was kind of a scramble to kind of find people at the last minute.
We don't really want to waste people's time. Having that many people in your house just kind of waiting around for you to film stuff can be hard, especially when you kind of sell it as some sort of party. There might be some expectations from the extras that they're going to have more fun than they actually will have.
Camera speed.
Sound.
And action. That's amazing.
Action. Slam.
I think the general consensus was that people didn't want to be put into roles, which I kind of had to adapt to because I'm used to really people having their specific roles and doing their job amazingly. Most of the crew wanted to really have an influence on every single part of the process, which is fair enough. As students, this is the moment where we can try that out. Naturally, I think roles get created within the process, so during the process people kind of do fall into roles at the end of the day.
It was definitely like a friendly environment. We're all friends, but obviously there are some challenges along the way. Because we are all friends, it could be difficult to sometimes shut people's ideas down or approach people in a non-professional or more professional way on set.
Remember the shot where Jack Nicholson opens the door to the bathroom in The Shining?
Yeah.
No, you don't, because they don't have it.
Okay.
In the audition process, I found it quite difficult because I felt uncomfortable auditioning people and not giving them the role because it felt like we were wasting their time.
I remember auditioning Matthew, who plays the role of Jacob, and that was quite an outstanding audition. We were all quite happy.
I'm always careful, man, but if you wanted me to be so careful, you should have been there.
Our main character, on the other hand, changed a lot, the actor, because at first we were debating whether or not we should find a specific person and ask them, and then quite last second we found out that this person can't do it.
We originally had a choice for one actor, and then he wasn't available, so we kind of scrambled around at the last minute looking for actors.
Think of the people in our seminar tomorrow. Is anyone in there?
They're film students.
I mean, if they're film students, at least maybe they know a little bit about acting.
I'm a film student, I can't act.
Yeah, I can't either.
And luckily we finally settled on Joe, who I worked with on my short film last year.
Maybe if you worked a bit harder, they'd give you a raise.
How we overcame the lack of staff and the lack of money? Work.
That's crazy. Yeah, just take your time.
Yeah.
It's just really cool seeing all these weird ideas like on screen and like they're actually here now. It's like surreal in its own way, like wow, I can't believe we've got that. There's some really cool stuff in there that I'm excited for people to see.
No, this is the last shot, so it's a wrap.
We did it! We finished shooting the film.
Lotuseater is done.
The production of The Mummy has wrapped.